Welcome to the Art Lady channel. Today I have with me a class of kindergartners. And we're going to be making this unicorn. And we're going to do it step by step, so it's going to be a draw along. So you will draw along with me. The first thing we're going to do is we want to find the very middle of our page. So we're going to put our finger down and we're going to estimate the middle. So I'm going to go from top to the bottom, and I'm going to find the middle, which is about right here on my paper. Now, some of my paper goes off the screen, see? So we just make and mark the middle. It's okay if it goes off the screen, but I just want you to know that there's more down here. But the most important thing is you find the very center of your page. Now, with the pen, now I do my kids with Sharpies. So with your Sharpie, we're going to go, if you find the middle with your finger, we're just going to go above the middle. See how I'm going to go above the middle of the page, and I'm going to draw a circle, a simple circle. Now look how big my circle is. It's the size of my finger, the fingernail area. So it's a pretty good sized circle. So go ahead and do that now. Find the middle, draw the circle. Now we're going to make a line coming down. So I'm touching the circle and I'm just going to go down. I'm going to go down just a little bit. Now we're finding the other side of the circle and we're going to go down a little bit here. I like to color in this circle. So go ahead and color this in. And you can always color this in after. Okay? From here, I'm going to just draw a little line extending over. So just a little line, just to make it a little bit fancy. And then I'm going to continue this line right to the circle, right at the bottom of the circle. And I'm going to come to the edge here. So straight across. If you did not make your circle big enough, you can make it a little bit bigger so it touches all this area. Now we're going to do a curve on this side and a curve on this side. That's going to form the color of the eye. Let me show you on mine here. See what we formed? The color of the eye. The center black is called the pupil. The pupil of the eye is the black. Every creature has a pupil. That's where your sight comes out. That's how you see through that black dot in your eye. The color of your eye part is called the iris. That would be colored in later. We leave the white of the eye showing. See how Miss Belushi left the white showing? So that's how we will finish our eye. At this time, you can add some eyelashes if you'd like. On this end, I'm going to come down and up. And then I'm going to make one shorter and a little shorter. At this time, if you want to add, some kids like to add curly cues on the ends or little dots on the ends. You can make it fancy. Here I did some curly cues. If you prefer to leave it just straight and plain, you can leave it straight and plain. That's up to you. The next step, we're going to do the nose of the unicorn down here. So we're going to make this very simple since we're 5 years old, and some kids may even be 4 if it's at the beginning of the school year. And some kids may be 6 if they had a birthday. So just to make it really simple, this is what we're going to do. We're going to jump up and give the unicorn a little forehead, and I'm going to put a line about here. I went up about 2 fingers wide. And then I'm going to come down to the edge of my page. So I'm going to come over and down. Look at how it's a diagonal line. But wait till I'm done before you make yours. I'm going to stop before I get to the actual edge. So I don't want to go right and touch the edge. I need to give a little space here. Now I'm going to jump down about 3 or how about 4 fingers, because your fingers are little. So come on down 4 fingers. So look at how I do this. I take my hand and I put it on the edge of my eye. So I'm going to measure with my fingers. And where my fingers come, see the end? I'm going to put a little line. That way I have a good space here. From here, I'm going to curve it up. See how I came from the line and curved up? I didn't touch the eye, I curved up. Now I want to come over toward the edge of my page. So I'm going to bring this over toward the edge, but I'm going to stop before I get to my nose, because I want to curve around for my nose. So I take this line, curve around, and connect. So I have a nice little nose that connects. If your nose is facing down, that's okay. This one's facing down a lot. It's up to you how you draw that. It doesn't have to look exactly like mine. Now we do need the horn up at the top. So we're going to go from here. Now, if we get some flowers in, for those kids that want to make flowers, let's do some flowers. So we're going to do a circle right next to this line. See how I skipped over a little bit? I'm going to do one lower and one higher. But you need to leave space in between the flowers. Now, for the flowers, I'm going to show you close up. So I'm going to bring it in, enlarge it. The flowers, I'm going to start first with the one that's closest to the eye. So I'm going to just come down and around. It's a curve. Touch the circle, go out and around. I'm trying to make my shapes almost the same size. Now I'm going to go in between, out and around. I want to go around the whole circle. Touch the circle, come out and back to the circle. We're forming some flower petals. The petals of the flowers. If you want to get really fancy, you can just put another one in between. I touch the edge, go up and back. I touch one of the petals, come up and back to the other petal. I do the same here, out and back. This is the center of my flower. I'll put little dots in the middle so you know that's the center. The center of the flower. That's one way of making a flower. You can see how these petals are rounded. You could also make a petal that's pointed. I'll show you that here. So it's how you want to make your flower. Now we're going to do all the flowers. So we can come around, point up and back. See, this is a pointed one. Out, back. Up, back. So we come out and back. These are just pointed flowers. Out and back. Out and back. And we're going to do the last flower here. Out and back. Up and back. Up and back. You just need to remember when you come out, you come back. Now, if you want your petals to be rough on the edges, like it has texture, you can add that. However you want to make the flowers, that's up to you. See how I'm adding some texture on this one? And I'm going to add some more in between this one. This will give you time to make your flowers. Now, from here, let's get a horn. It's going to go to the top of the page and right back down. So I'm going to come off from the flower area, and I'm going to go from the flower straight to the edge of the page. Try and keep it as straight as you can, right to the tip of the page. Let's make sure you can see this. Let me come back. There. Right to the top of the page. Now we're going to come back. So round it right back down. You can see that it's wider at the bottom than it is at the top. And we can put some diagonal lines in for the horn. The horn spirals around. Now, if we're going to get some detail in the unicorn's face. Let's do at this edge a curve. So I'm going to go down straight and curve over. It's kind of like a backward C curve. I come down straight and curve toward the edge of my page. Now if I move this up, that way you can see the bottom of my page. We're going to now do the neck and the side of the unicorn. From this curve here, remember the center line we put? I'm going to come down. I'll let you get down. And then I'm going to swoop it, curve it toward the bottom of my page. All the way to the bottom. Down and curve it way over here. That way I have plenty of room for some beautiful curves. Now, I'm going to show you how to make some spirals. This is going to be a unicorn with fancy spirals in the back. I'm going to come off of my flowers at the top here. Let's see if you can see that good here. Let me pull it down a little bit. So I'm going to come off, and I'm going to come, watch me first, and then you make your spiral. So I'm going to come down, I slightly curve out, and then look at this, a curve up. So I'm coming down diagonal, then I start almost making a U. Curve it out, down diagonal, then I go up. Now I'm going to come up and around. It's going to be a spiral. And then I'm going to go back, over. This should be a point, almost like a triangle, and around. This is making a curly curve. Now I'm going to go up, up to the flower. That made a little curl. Just try your best. Now, if it doesn't look exactly like my curl, that's okay. Some kids' mane, you can really make your mane any way you want. This is the mane of the unicorn. So you might want to make it swiggly, however's best for you. Let's do another spiral right here. I'm going to skip a space down. Now watch how I do this. I start and I go over and I slightly curve up like I'm going to make a circle. Up, around, but I don't come back here. I go down and right off the page. That's a spiral. It's almost like an E. Yeah, thank you for observing that. These are spirals. If you want to add another curl here, down and around. See, it's almost like a 6. Come off of this, go down, around. Look at that. It's almost like a 6. It's called a spiral. Watch again and I'll show you one down here. I'm moving my paper. I come off, I curve it around. It's almost like I'm making a C. Down and up, like almost a letter U. Now I'm going to go in between here. I'm not going to touch this one. I'm going to curve it before that one and then go in between. So I'm trying to cut this in half here. by going in the very middle as I spiral. I could even spiral here more. And even spiral here more. I just keep on curling around. It's like curling. Now you can finish this off any way you want to. You can add flowers down here. You can add butterflies in the sky. Some of my kids added beautiful butterflies. I'll show you what they look like from my first grade class. They put butterflies in the sky. They put flowers at the bottom. And I'll show you that now, what they did. Have fun decorating your unicorn. Now I did this with some first grades, and look at the beautiful pattern here, and love this mane coming up. And then she's got some gorgeous butterflies over there. So here's some first grade examples real quick. I'm going to show you. And this one even put in 2 eyes. Her eye was a little bit over to the right, so she added this second eye there. I just wanted to show you what first grade does, and I love this, all the insects all around it. So that's a great thing if you want to fill it with big leaves and ladybugs. That's something fun to do. Even up here, big leaves and ladybugs. And this is the one I love the pattern of her flowers. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so there's some examples. And here are some examples that my students started. And they're not quite finished. You can see on the one to the left. This was after one 50-minute art class, and we will finish these up next week. So I hope you enjoy the lesson, and please let me know in the comments how your unicorn came out.